I'm joined here today by Jared Cannonier, who's set to fight David Branch on short notice at UFC 230. Jared, how are you today?
Doing good, Lucas. I'm doing real good. How are you?
Good, and I'm glad to hear it. So, obviously, like I mentioned, this fight is short notice. How did everything come together on your end?
Well, I already had a fight scheduled. I was supposed to make my middleweight debut in Argentina, UFC Buenos Aires, against Alessio De Cirico. Um, when I originally scheduled that fight, I let him know that I wanted to fight sooner. But
Okay.
the cards fell as they did, and I had a fight scheduled, which was the important thing. But they called me with a short notice fight at the end of last week. I think it was Friday or Saturday, and when I got the news, I was already like, I want to take that fight. I have to take that fight. Opportunities like this, especially in our sport, in that organization, they don't come around too often. And when you do, it's hard to get those type of opportunities. So, and especially being in the situation that I was in, the two-fight skid, people probably losing. Sorry, sorry. People losing interest, me losing stock, and all that stuff in the organization or whatever. But to be honest, in totality, all that is outside of my thinking. The way I carry myself. So, but again, this is an opportunity with which I get to step forward and show them, why I'm here and what I can do.
And so, of course, like you mentioned, you're supposed to drop down to 185. Of course, we've seen you at heavyweight, we've seen you at 205. What changes are you making to get down to 185?
Just being more disciplined with my diet. Me and my wife, who's essentially my dietitian.
Yeah.
But she's stricter on how much she puts on my plate or how much I put on my plate or whatever. She monitors me more. She's counting the servings, and we're doing everything in more moderation, and of course being better dietarily speaking, if that's a real word. But not going out eating all the time or eating too much, which was my problem. If I ate something, it was already good. I don't eat good food.
Yeah, I understand that for sure.
But I eat a lot of it. So
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
And so, is there like a certain diet you're doing, maybe like upping the protein or lower carbs, or is it just kind of, is it up to her to decide?
No, we eat pretty good. We have 3 kids, and we just don't feed them. We don't want to feed them junk.
Yeah.
And of course, we have to be the example to them and not feed ourselves junk all the time. So we eat pretty good. She cooks regularly. The last couple of weeks, she's been actively meal prepping for me and her.
Oh yeah.
And that has helped out a lot. That's just something new we tried. We try that. We juice. We do juices. We meal supplement with juices every now and then. So our diet's pretty healthy. So it's not way out there like norm. We're fight. I'm a fighter. And
Yeah.
she's a fighter too. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in this together.
Of
So
course.
yeah.
And so, is the shorter camp, is that affecting your drop to 185 at all? No, you planned accordingly.
No, actually, I was already ahead of schedule as far as the my original fight was, as far as the weight cut is concerned. But this fight being 2 weeks early, it just helped made me get on. I got to get on the horse sooner. That's all it is. Make me be more disciplined earlier, which isn't a bad thing for me. It's not that I'm running behind schedule with being at 85 being at 185 on the 3rd of November. I'm ahead of the schedule. My weight's perfectly fine. I have no issue. I probably have a better weight cut than most middleweight who are already doing this. So again, weight cut is not an issue for me.
Of course. And was there any doubt that you take this fight? Is this a situation where you had to think, or they barely hung up the phone, you said yes?
No, when my manager told me about it, I told him I want to take this fight, but I need to talk to my coaches first. These are the things we have to do in order to coordinate as a team. You know what I'm saying? It's not just me going in there. It's my coaches training me. You know what I'm saying? And I also want to have their input. What do you think about this? What do you think about this matchup, the timing, and all that stuff? So. But me individually, I wanted to take that fight. That's my fight to take right there. So at the end of the day, it's my choice. At the end of the day, it's my choice.
Yeah.
And I would have taken the fight if it was only my choice.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, how's your camp looking for this one? Obviously, you mentioned it's a little 2 weeks earlier. What sort of changes have you guys had to make?
Um, just adjust, adjust, adjust our aim. Instead of fighting a southpaw in 4 weeks, we're fighting a orthodox, ranked middleweight in 2 weeks. Um, I know how to break down. I know how to break down my opponents. I can watch them and see their signs, see their style. Put myself in the fight with them over and over in my mind, over and over and over, visualize myself. How am I going to win this fight? I also visualize the things that can go wrong, but mainly I visualize me being victorious, which is what I do in all my fights. Nothing different. Nothing different, just a new opponent, new date. The cool thing is it's going to be at MSG, so that's going to be nice.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be fighting David Branch, obviously. What are your thoughts on him as you head into this matchup?
Well, David is a veteran, man. I watched him since his days at WSOF, and before that, he had already had a stint in the UFC, and you have to develop a career before getting in the UFC. So he's been in the game for a while. My thoughts on fighting him will be my thoughts on fighting anybody else. Let's do it. That's what I'm here to do. And he's down, I'm down. So sign the contract. Let's get paid doing what we love. I love to do this. I don't know if you love to do it, but I'm gonna. I sure as hell like getting paid doing what I love to do. Yeah. So it's a win-win for me, and it's a win-win-win for me considering the position that I'm in the fight. So and it's going to be a win-win-win. A win-win-win-win, man. I got to win this fight. I'm going to win this fight. So I'm excited. To say the least.
And I'm sure you've been watching tape, your coaches as well. What do you think of the matchup?
I think I'm better than him in stand-up. I think he's going to, every fight starts standing, but eventually he'll have to shoot. He'll have to. And I've been working my takedown defense. I've been working my grappling. I'm not a slouch on the ground, man. Of all the people who want to take me down, you've never seen me lose the fight on the ground. You've never seen me get finished. You've never seen me get beaten up, for ground and pound. So, I mean, there it goes. And every time I'm on top in a fight, I've won. You know what I'm saying? I'm winning that fight. If I'm on top in that fight, I'm winning that fight. So my ground game is on point. I have all the confidence in the world in my ground game. I know he's a black belt in BJJ under Hendo Gracie. I know he's got a good wrestling game. He's a good grindy grappler. He'll ground you up against the cage, and and get his work in there. But I'm prepared for all that. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Again, I train at the best gym in the world, the hardest working gym in the world. We work hard, consistently. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to go in there and just let it flow naturally.
And obviously this fight, it's taking place at middleweight, of course, a new weight class for you. Why did you choose to drop down to 185?
Middleweight was going to be the plan. Even when I was fighting at heavyweight in the UFC, it was inevitable. I'm not a big heavyweight, and I sure as I'm not a big light heavyweight. And, I'm not, cut up at light heavyweight, too. I still carry fat on my body. And so I have the ability to go down. So, why not? Why not take that? Why not get more of a physical advantage? I'm not losing the speed advantage. You know what I'm saying? I'm faster than most people in the division. The main thing that changes, I think, with the division, and I've said this before, is the fact that more middleweights are more well-rounded. On top of, they have more middleweights with a proficiency in a certain martial art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have good fighters who are good fighters, but they are also great wrestlers, or great jiu-jitsu practitioners, or great kickboxers. Nope. Sorry. So, you know what I'm saying? These are just the things that I have, I've already taken into consideration being in the UFC. But even more so now being at the middleweight division, these are things I have to take look at carefully and approach carefully as far as, fighting these guys and my career and all that. This is all just checkpoints to get to the belt for me, man.
And obviously, this is a big fight. Of course, when you step up on short notice, usually it's for big fights. Where do you think a win puts you in the division?
To be honest, a win over number 7 rank they'll definitely have to rank me. Especially after they see how I win. They're definitely going to have to rank. But, it don't matter. Rankings are nothing but numbers. I mean, look at me. You got plenty of people ahead of me who may have or may have not been ready to take this fight. I don't know if they got the call or not, but I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to stay ready. So this is just the person that shows up in New York is the person that's going to show up every time, but better. You know what I'm saying? So
of course,
that's what the middleweight division and the promotion have to look forward to.
Of course, and so I just have one more for you. Obviously, we know that you see the victory for yourself, but how do you see this fight playing out?
I feel you're gonna see me take control of the fight standing. Bullheaded as I was in my last fight, just going straight forward, not working angles in and out, making the guy do what I wanted him to do, not being the puppeteer, you know what I'm saying? I was my own puppet at that point, my own puppeteer at that point. But me being the puppeteer, me being the matador, me being in complete control of the fight until the fight ends. And it can end with a punch, it can end with a kick, it can end with a submission, it can end by anything at any time. But my only prediction is that the fight is going to be exciting.
Of course, and we look forward to watching that one, of course. Thank you so much for the time, Jared. I really appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
You too. You too.